Yes, guys. Wagwan. Everything bite-sized here. Look, I'll be honest. I've had a drink, yeah, but I wanted to make a video because I just saw something really traumatizing. So I was in the pharmacy getting my medication. Yeah, I'm on a lot of medication, and I'll go through what I saw something really up. Yeah, so I see this old lass. Yeah, this elderly lass. Yeah, she's waiting at the counter for her medication while I'm waiting for mine, and her hands start shaking and she can't hold her bag properly. And oh mate, I feel so bad because I thought she's about to have a seizure, yeah. And I thought, no, it's none of my business. Like, she's all right. She's probably just a little bit anxious, yeah. And then boom, she falls on the floor and starts having a seizure. Yeah, so straight away I call 999, like the British equivalent of 911. Get an ambulance on the way. The pharmacy staff are like tending to her because they've got first aid training. I didn't want to jump in because I don't have first aid training. But I'll tell you what, yeah. Oh my gosh, it was traumatizing, yeah. I'll be honest because no one knows who she is, so I don't feel like I'm like betraying her trust or confidence or whatever. But she defecated, yeah, and vomited, yeah. Like she lost complete control over her autonomic system. Like, not that we have control over that anyway, but her brain just fucking seizure, and it scared the shit out of me. Yeah, all I could do was call 999, and the staff at the pharmacy or chemist or whatever you guys call it were like thanking me afterwards for like, you know, like jumping in and calling 999. They had medical training and I knew they would have basic medical training, so I let them deal with her. But she defecated, she puked up everywhere, and I felt so bad because I had a feeling she was gonna have a seizure. I saw her and I was like, oh, she about to drop, she about to flop, and I didn't do anything. Sorry, I dropped my phone then. If I was more vigilant, yeah, and I listened to my instinct, I could have stopped her from falling and caught her before she fell down. And she didn't hit her head, thank God, yeah, but she fell, and I mean, like, anyone falling from a seizure, it's gonna hurt, and there's gonna be some bruising and potentially a broken bone. And she's old, so she's more likely to get a broken bone. So I'm feeling bad as yeah, because I had this, I was like, I just had this inkling. I was just like, do you know what? I swear she's about to have a seizure and fall on the floor. If I'd have stepped in, I could have caught her before she fell on the floor. And I feel so bad for that, yeah. And do you know what? It traumatized me, bro, because I've fucking been in town with a mate before who stopped drinking alcohol. He was an alcoholic. If you look at my other video about alcohol and drugs, you'll know that stopping cold turkey from alcohol is deadly, yeah? And I had a mate who stopped cold turkey, and we were in town, in this other city I used to live in, and boom, he fell on the floor and started seizing, yeah, if that's the right word. Let me just check, seizing. Define season. So he started season on the floor, yeah, and I had to look after him and wait till he come back round. And I spoke about this in a video before, so I called an ambulance. Obviously, an ambulance turned up, and there was a guy who was walking past. He saw what was happening, and he clocked that it was an alcohol seizure. So what he did is he gave us a beer, and and this sounds so counterintuitive, yeah, but the ambulance had no problem with my mate sipping this beer when he come back round, because they knew that that's what he needed, yeah. So they took him to the hospital, and they would have given him a drug called Librium, which is a benzodiazepine which acts similarly to alcohol in the brain, yeah. So he got looked after and taken to the hospital and that, yeah. That traumatized the shit out of me, yeah. And I encouraged him not to drink, yeah. And I feel like a right, sorry, excuse my language, yeah, but I feel like a right for that, because I feel semi-responsible for him having a seizure. Anyway, seeing this old lass, she was proper elderly, fall on the floor and have a seizure, it brought back all those memories. And I mean, like, the fact that, like, I can't imagine how embarrassing that would be, falling down, having a seizure, puking everywhere, and defecating. I felt so bad for her. Like, all I could do was call an ambulance, and the staff at the pharmacy were like, thank you for getting involved in that. Because I don't have first aid training. All I know is that if someone's having a seizure, you do not hold them down. You put something underneath their head, like I did with my mate who had the alcoholic seizure. You put something under their head so they're less likely to smack their head on and crack their head open. And you just they've just got to go through the seizure. So what I've done is I've opened up, I don't know how to deal with this, so I thought I'd make a video about it. I know that sounds like I'm capitalizing on a bad event, but I needed to talk to someone about this, yeah, so I'm talking to you guys. So I've opened a tab on my computer, one for seizures in general and one for alcoholic seizures. So I love Google and how it gives you a concise answer. So seizures, if you don't know, and I don't really know, so we're learning together. What is a seizure? A seizure is a burst of uncontrolled electrical activity between brain cells, parentheses, also called neurons or nerve cells, that cause... Sorry, let me start again. I'm a little bit... I've had a drink. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so hypocritical. I tell people not to drink on my channel, and then I have a drink, but I only drink a few times a month. Anyway, like, let me just calm down. Have a vape. That was traumatic to me, man, honestly. I've got this really nice vape juice called Strawberry Tart. Let me just chill out before I get into this, because hell, man, you can probably hear from how fast I'm talking. Yeah, it sent me into a manic episode. I'm on a lot of medication, so for me to get triggered into a manic episode is like serious. Okay, 1 second. Oh, let that set in. Oh, that's nice. That is really nice. Okay, so let me just calm down. Whew. Calm myself down. What is a seizure? A seizure is a burst of uncontrolled electrical activity between brain cells, parentheses, also called neurons or nerve cells, that causes temporary abnormalities in muscle tone or movements, parentheses, stiffness, twitching or limpness, behaviors, sensations or states of awareness. Seizures are not all alike. Okay, that's a John Hopkins article, so that's going to be some proper fucking medical paper, which I'm not going to go into, but that's the basics. And then an alcohol seizure, it says alcohol seizures, and for all I know, it could have been a alcohol seizure. The thing is I saw her struggling with her bag, and she was twitching and struggling before she had the seizure, and I was like, I'm sure she's going to have a seizure, and she was like struggling with her bag, which didn't even look that heavy. Anyway, like, I feel so guilty. I could have caught her before she fell on the floor, and I feel so fucking bad about that. But there was, you know, like, I did what I could, man. I could have done more though, and that scared. I don't even know the words to explain. I wish I had taken initiative and, like, you know, like, but the thing is it would have been weird me going up to her and holding her up and putting my hands on her. That would have been weird, but you know, like, people would have understood when she had... Oh, I just feel so bad, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry for just ranting at you guys, but I had to get this out, even if it's a parasocial interaction. Please comment. Please help me out here, guys. I feel so bad. Anyway, an alcoholic seizure. Alcoholic seizures usually happen within 3 days of the individual stopping drinking. Yeah, it was 3-4 days into my mate stopping drinking, and I encouraged him to stop like a idiot, so I feel fucking bad about that as well. I fucking hate that. You know what, yeah, I feel like a cunt. Yeah, like, I mean, I did what I could. I looked after him, yeah, and put something underneath his head and waited for the ambulance, yeah, but, like, he wanted to stop drinking, and I encouraged him, and both me and him knew that stopping cold turkey was not a good idea, and we were just about to get him some alcohol. We were just about to get him some cider. We were at the bank, we were at the ATM, what you guys call it, a cash point, yeah, and I was about to get the money to give him to go and get a drink, because we knew it was dangerous and he'd not drunk for a few days, and then boom, he has a seizure like 5 minutes before we get him a drink. Like, and oh man, anyway, alcoholic seizures usually happen within 3 days of the individual stopping drinking, but they're most common around 8 hours after stopping. Man, I'm surprised he went 3 days, 4 days, because he was drinking 3 2-litre bottles of cider a day. Let that sink in, yeah. We're talking about 6-7% cider, 2 litres and a bottle, and 3 of them a day. And like a an idiot, both of us thought it would be okay to go that long. Anyway, delirium tremens is a particular. What's fucking tremens mean? Is that like tremors? Define tremens. It's like a delirium tremens is a severe form of alcohol withdrawal. It involves sudden and severe mental or nervous system changes. So yeah, let's go back to the thing. Delirium tremens is a particular severe form of alcohol withdrawal, and 1 in 3 people who experience serious seizures will also go through it. So he absolutely collapsed. Yeah, I was talking to him 1 second, and then boom, he's on the floor, seizing out, and I felt like a right cunt. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, like. I've never, like, that, seeing that bird earlier, yeah, that elderly bird fucking falling on the floor. Thank God she didn't hit her head, yeah. She fell probably about as fucking gracefully as she fucking could have, if that's the right word. And oh man, it triggered me so badly, yeah. I'm telling you, stay away from alcohol, yeah. I know I'm a hypocrite because I'm fucking like half drunk now, yeah. That's why I'm manic and I'm talking so fast. But alcohol is some serious shit, yeah. That's why I only drink it a few times a month, because if you drink that shit every day and then you suddenly run out of money and you can't get any alcohol, boom, you're bro. I'm telling you right now, alcohol is just because it's legal, don't think it's okay for you. Like, alcohol is the worst drug out there. It's worse than tobacco, and tobacco's bad enough as it is. Like, at least with tobacco you can stop cold turkey and you're not gonna fucking die. Even with heroin, yeah, I'm a recovering heroin and crack addict with bipolar disorder, yeah. I've gone through heroin withdrawal multiple times, yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's hell. But the chances of dying from a heroin withdrawal, yeah, or any opiate withdrawal are very, very slim. Even though it feels like absolute hell, probably feels as bad or worse than alcohol withdrawal, it's not likely to kill you. Whereas with alcohol withdrawal, let me see how likely you are to die from alcohol withdrawal. You are so likely to die, like, it's unreal. Likely are you to die from cold turkey alcohol withdrawal. When an individual who has chronically misused alcohol suddenly stops or drastically reduces their intake, they can experience a combination of withdrawal symptoms, both physical and emotional, that can range from mild to severe, and in rare cases can be life-threatening. Okay, so that's from AmericanAddictionCenters.org. Sounds pretty legit. But yeah, I'm telling you, yeah, please stay away from drugs and alcohol, yeah, please, yeah. I'll tell you what, yeah, I was so bad with drugs, yeah, and I'll tell you what, it all started with weed and alcohol, and I know people hate that whole trope, that whole cliche of, oh well, weed's a gateway drug. Yeah, I'll tell you what, alcohol's more of a gateway drug than weed, but weed is a gateway drug. Yeah, not everyone. Some people are alright just smoking a joint on the weekend, yeah, or whatever, yeah, or just before they go to bed. But I'll tell you what, I'm an animal when it comes to weed. I have to just stay away from it altogether, because I will smoke 3 grams in a day, and I don't care who you are, yeah, and what your mental state is. 3 grams of weed a day is too much. You are blasting your brain with psychoactive substances, and there will be repercussions in the future. And if you're genetically predisposed to any sort of mental illness, smoking 3 grams of cannabis a day is going to trigger that. I know, I started drinking when I was 10 or 11, yeah, and I'm not even joking. I was binge drinking when I was 10 or 11, and then I started smoking cannabis every day when I was about 12 or 13, yeah. And I'll tell you what, yeah, that is contributed to me going crazy on drugs and sniffing cocaine, taking speed, taking acid, and then eventually I ended up on heroin and crack cocaine. And it's just be careful, please, guys, especially if you're young and impressionable. Please be careful with these substances. Xanax, diazepam, whatever the you're taking. Like, I'll tell you what, yeah, like, apparently withdrawals from things like Xanax and diazepam, benzodiazepines basically, can be as bad or worse than alcohol, and as deadly as alcohol or worse. So you can't win, yeah. I know it's like popular and it's sort of like fashionable to take these drugs, yeah, and to smoke weed and blah blah blah. Weed has got genuine medicinal benefits, yeah, and there's a lot of people who can benefit from legal cannabis, yeah, no doubt whatsoever, yeah. I know weed can be good for a lot of people, yeah, and a lot of people can recreationally use it in a healthy manner, yeah. But I tell you what, if you've got an addictive nature and you're smoking 3 grams of weed a day, you're in trouble, mate, and you need to stop. Fortunately, weed withdrawals are nowhere near deadly, yeah, but I tell you what, they're uncomfortable. You get insomnia, you get nightmares, you get sweats, you get chills, your eating appetite either changes, like, to whether you eat more or eat less. It's serious, man. I can't stress enough to you guys, please don't take drugs, please don't drink alcohol, please don't smoke tobacco. At the very most, yeah, I'm not giving medical advice, yeah, seek professional advice. But if you need to do something and you feel like you need to do something, yeah, vape. Just fucking vape. The NHS in the UK, which is the National Health Service, says that vaping is at least 95% better than smoking, yeah? And obviously it's probably more better than that, but they've got to leave room for error, yeah? Just fucking be sensible, please, guys. I'm begging you, yeah? I've seen people, I know people who've died, yeah? I know people from alcoholism, yeah? My fucking stepdad, when I was growing up, my dad was never really about for whatever reason. Whether it's my mum, whether it's my dad, I don't know, yeah? But my dad was just never about when I was young, yeah? I had a stepdad, yeah? And he was sound, bro. He was so cool, yeah? And he took us camping, took us on holidays. He was very, very, very cool, yeah. But obviously, when him and my mum split up, yeah, I wasn't in contact with him, unfortunately, for ages, yeah. I wish I was, yeah. And I had the chance, I could have got in contact with him. I saw him on a bus once, yeah, and I'm sure he clocked me, and I clocked him, and I could have spoke to him, yeah, and spent some more time with him, yeah, and I didn't. And then I find out that he dies from alcoholism, and they didn't find him in his flat until like 2-3 weeks later. So knows what condition he was in when they found him, and that is so sad. I know other people who die from alcohol. I know this geezer, I don't know why I've focused on alcohol so much, but I know this geezer, yeah, he had one leg, yeah, and I'm sure he had the other one amputated because of injecting heroin too much into it or something, but I'm just assuming, yeah. And I see him, yeah, and he's drinking a bottle of vodka a day, and then one day I see him and he's yellow as fuck, yeah, like I'm talking about, he is yellow, bro, like he is fucking, like, he looked like a fucking, he looked like he was turning gold, he was that yellow, yeah. And then I find out he's dead like 2 weeks later. Like, these things are real. Like, you need to watch who you're hanging around with, what you're doing, who you get emotionally attached to, what you're consuming. You need to be so careful, guys. Please, I have to rate this video 18 plus because of the graphic content, but 18 is young. You are still a kid. Yeah, don't take this the wrong way, yeah? But I'm telling you, you are still a kid. 18, you might feel like you're an adult now because you can buy alcohol and you're whatever, yeah? But I'm telling you, yeah, life starts at 30, yeah? Your 20s, yeah, you're still discovering yourself and you're setting pace and establishing who you're going to be as a person when you're an adult, yeah? And you want to be careful, I'm telling you, please, and do not ever take LSD or magic mushrooms or any hallucinogenic, yeah, because you do not know how you are going to react to it. You need to watch my video about drugs and alcohol, about why they're bad, and I'm just going to leave it there, yeah. And I'm sorry for being so manic and just shouting at you guys, yeah, but I'm telling you, yeah, I care about every single person on this planet. As a Christian, yeah, I need to be out there and caring about people, and I care about you guys. Anyone who's listening now, in the future or present, like, I care about you. And if you need help and you're suffering from mental health disorders, yeah, I've got bipolar and I've had problems with, I've dealt with a lot of you're probably dealing with, yeah, and you can reach out to me. You can leave your email, drop your email down in the comments, and then I will email you, and then you can delete the comments so other people don't have your email. I will be there. I care about you guys, I really do. So please, if you are feeling trapped, yeah, reach out. Drugs and alcohol are not the answer. It always ends in tears. I'm telling you now, like, please reach out. If you feel like you've got no one, reach out to me. I don't know anyone in your life. I'm not going to spread about you. There's no way that it can be bad reaching out. You just need to reach out to health professionals, yeah, to family, to friends, yeah. Don't get trapped in a cycle of addiction. And if you are trapped in a cycle of addiction, reach out, yeah. I'm sober. I've been off heroin and crack cocaine for 3-4 years now, maybe even 5 years. I've lost count, yeah. And I'm telling you what, that was the best thing I ever did. It took having an abscess on my wrist and nearly losing my hand. And if I'd lost my hand, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to play guitar. I wouldn't have been able to type on a keyboard, yeah. And that was enough to stop me from using. But do you really want to get to that point, yeah, where you're nearly getting an amputation? Do you really want to get to that point, yeah, where you've lost all your veins because they've all collapsed because you've been poking yourself up with needles? Come on, man, sort your out, yeah. Get your sorted during your teenage and 20 years, yeah, and don't just stay away from alcohol, and if you can have a drink, yeah, and you can just, I'm not giving medical advice, but if you can sit there and have a social drink like a couple times a week, yeah, like that's fair enough, do your thing, yeah, but do not turn it into a habit, please. I'm begging you, please do not turn it into a habit, yeah. And if you've got mental health issues, stay away from psychoactive substances like cannabis and anything else, yeah. Like, I'm sorry, yeah, I know this is none of my business, and I'm a hypocrite because I'm drinking right now, and I'm manic because I'm drinking, but please look after yourselves, yeah. There's people who do care about you. If you go, people will care, and you know, like, oh, just please, I've gone through so much shit because of drugs and alcohol, yeah, and I can't stress enough how much I hate the fact that I got so gripped up in it, yeah. So please, I'm going to leave it there. Check out my shorts, check out my music videos, check out my other content, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.